going on, guys? Figured I'd try to make a video outside for once and give you a different point of view as far as like a gear review. So today I'm going to talk about probably the most versatile and my favorite piece of gear that I own to date, and that's going to be this jacket that I'm wearing right here. It is the Knox Urbane Pro Mark III, and I'm going to call it Urbane instead of Urbane, even though that's how it's spelled, U-R-B-A-N-E. So it's the Knox Urbane Pro Mark III. I believe it just came out, the Mark III version did last year. I just think it's the most versatile, warm weather jacket that you can buy, but doesn't compromise on protection, period. Another thing is that it's designed to be worn in a layering system. So it's very form-fitting. It's more marketed as an armored shirt rather than a lightweight jacket, although I feel like it's a lightweight jacket personally. The armor is low profile, but it's still level 2. Anyways, I'll get into details in categories further along in this review, but this has definitely been one of the backbones of my rotation as far as gear goes, and I find myself wearing it all the time, especially with beautiful weather like today where it's nice and warm out. Get the breeze flowing through here and keeping yourself nice and cool. So let's get right into it. So getting into sizing on this piece, I'm currently wearing a size large. I believe the Knox size chart measurements for that is a 41 to a 43 inch chest and a 34-inch waist. Just for reference for my height weight measurements, I am 5'9", 180 pounds, 32-inch waist, 42-inch chest, 30-inch inseam. So I would say that this jacket runs a tad bit small. Like, it's designed to be form-fitting, so it runs a little bit small. Like I said before, I'm a 42-inch chest, so I'm spot on in the chest measurement. And as you can see, it's pretty tight to my body in the chest area. Everything's kind of, there's no wrinkles anywhere. It's kind of pulled nice and tight, especially if I have it zipped all the way up. The only thing is around the waist. So I'm a 32-inch waist, and I'd say this fits. It really hugs everything nicely, and it's nice and trim fit. So if you are a 34-inch waist, I would consider going a size up, or maybe you're closer to the top end of the chest, like a 43 or a 44-inch chest. I would consider sizing up. So if you're in between sizes, yeah, I would say it runs a tad bit small. So just keep that in mind. So the next thing that I want to talk about is fit and comfort. So as I mentioned before, this is a trimmer fitting garment. It's not going to be something loose that's flapping around on the highway. That being said, it's nice and stretchy. So there's a lot of flexibility. You have great range of motion. The armor is very flexible, very thin. So for me, it's bar none the most comfortable jacket in its protective category that I've ever tried on. It's going to be way more comfortable than something like leather. And I have another leather jacket at home that I wear for colder weather riding. But really, this is going to be the most comfortable thing that you can wear, besides maybe like a level 1 riding hoodie with single layer abrasion resistance. If you want to step it up as far as protection goes and as far as features go, this is going to be the most comfortable thing that you can buy, in my opinion. I tried on a lot of jackets in the stores, and ultimately I decided on this one just because of how premium it feels, how nice the mesh fabric feels, how robust it feels. It feels protective without feeling bulky, and it's also extremely comfortable, extremely stretchy. When I'm wearing my leather, I find that like my inner elbows pinch when I'm bending my arms, maybe tying my, doing up my helmet, or trying to take it off, or adjust something on my visor, messing with the cardo. I'll find that the inner elbows pinch. There's absolutely nothing. So this is probably the closest you can get to just wearing normal clothes and still not compromising on protection at all. Probably the most important part of a jacket like this is going to be the protection. I feel like that's probably the most important thing to talk about with any motorcycle gear, is the protection. This is going to be a AA abrasion resistant garment, and it's going to be level 2 throughout. So you get your level 2 shoulder, elbow, and back protector, and that's something that you really don't see with other stuff at this price point. This comes in at $329.99, and some people might be like, oh my gosh, it's so expensive. But for a level 2 jacket that also comes with AA abrasion resistance and is this lightweight, you're really going to be looking at spending something in the $400, $450, $499 category for maybe something that's made out of leather and isn't as comfortable, or maybe something that doesn't even come with level 2 armor and you have to purchase that separately. So it's really easy for the price of your jacket to go up when you look at what it comes with. This is more a complete package, so you can go into the store, buy it, and you've got everything that you need. You don't need to purchase the back protector separately. You don't need to upgrade the armor. It's got everything that you need for $330. There are a few other competing brands with competing products out there that I'll talk about at the end of this video, kind of how this compares. to its competitors. But yeah, the one thing I really want to focus on with this is maintaining the protection that it does in the form factor that it does. For example, like this, so this uses the Knox micro lock or micro link, I think it's micro lock low profile level 2 armor. So it's not the same as their regular level 2 armor. It's specifically their low profile version. So it really feels like level 1. Like it's very thin and it is extremely flexible. So it's like it bends with your elbow super easily, bends with your shoulder super easily. The back protector is really thick and really large. I'm going to try to get closer to the camera and see if you guys can see just the size of the back protector. It really goes from like the base of your neck between your shoulder blades all the way down to like this is even covering my tailbone. So it's very large in length and it's very wide. It comes all the way out to the sides of my lats here. You're definitely not compromising like with the size of the back protector and in the comfort as far as level 2 armor goes. It's just, if you haven't experienced Knox's armor, it's really just different than anything else that's on the market compared to D3O or Axial or whatever it is, even Revit's armor. It's just way more soft and flexible, but still provides the same amount of protection, which I think makes it a lot more comfortable. And it makes it, honestly, if your jacket doesn't come with armor and it fits the Knox armor, I would say buy that every time. It might be a little bit more of a premium price, but if it is, it's negligible and it's way more comfortable. So I think that covers everything as far as protection go. Okay, so getting into some features of this jacket, I'm gonna try to get a little closer so you can see. I hope that I'm adequately in frame. As far as features go, you're gonna have your single front zip right here. On the inside of your chest, I believe it's on this side here, you have a little Velcro patch where Knox makes a chest armor that will Velcro in right here. It's not inside of a pocket or anything, it's just free floating on top of your chest and then held in by this Velcro right here. So maybe not the best design, but that's something that I haven't purchased separately anyways. Something to keep in mind with this is that because it is mesh and in certain areas of the jacket it is completely see-through, so like where is it, right here, this is going to be completely see-through. So if you wear a white shirt or maybe a graphic tee, something red or whatever, and you fully zip this up, you are going to see that color of your shirt through here. So if that messes up your aesthetic and that bothers you, then maybe just try to wear black or something like dark gray that maybe won't show through. But in showing through, it gets you a lot of airflow. So you get tons of airflow through the chest on this jacket. Another thing as far as features go, I believe there's some interior pockets. Yes, we got some interior pockets right here with, I think it has like a little earplug icon on here. So you can throw your earplugs in here. You have another one up here. These are just more like neoprene like sleeves on the inside of the jacket. Because it's so form-fitting, I don't think you really need inside the jacket zips because everything's tight to your body. Nothing's really flapping around on the inside of here. And then you have a Velcro phone or wallet or whatever you want to use it, chest pocket, right on the inside of here. So then zipping this back up, two front, I don't know what you would call these pockets, but almost like kangaroo pockets. It doesn't go all the way across. I believe there's one more thing on the inside of this pocket. They throw in a microfiber on the end of a little bungee cord. So this goes through here, locks onto there. So I think this is kind of neat. I mean, it's not anything that like adds to the price of it, but it was a neat little feature for them to throw in. So you always have like a little microfiber to wipe off your visor if you get some bug guts on it, or if you just want to clean something off, a smudge, or maybe some water splashes on your visor and you want to wipe it off. You don't have to worry about it flying away because it's attached to you, and you always just shove it back in this pocket. And it's not like it's really obtrusive or anything, it's just always there. It's fully machine washable, so just pull out the armor and throw it in the wash and let it hang dry. And I've done that several times. Another thing it has is these little loops at the ends of the sleeves. Since this is marketed as a shirt, I believe the intent of this is if you're wearing a full gauntlet glove, when you're pulling it over the sleeve, you can throw this around your thumb or throw it around your index finger or whatever, and it'll keep the sleeve down. So that way it doesn't roll up as you're pulling the glove over. I wear a full gauntlet style glove. I also have short gloves too, but I wear a full gauntlet style glove, and I've never had an issue with the sleeve coming up. So I just tuck them in. You could probably even cut them off if you wanted to, but yeah, I just tuck them in. It's got the normal functions of a normal jacket. You're going to have pockets. You're going to have some venting. You're going to have, different paneling. You have like your more neoprene style stretchy paneling here. You have your venting on the front here. You have venting on the insides of your arms with your robust mesh on the outside of here. So yeah, I think that's it as far as features go. So let's get on to our next category. All right, so this is kind of a fun section. I'm going to talk about the competitors to this jacket and why I purchased this one over those competitors. So the first competitor I want to talk about is the Revit Nucleus, and it's almost a one-to-one. All the specs are exactly the same on that jacket as they are on this one. It's going to be a level 2 shoulders, elbows, and back protector included, and it's going to be a AA abrasion resistant garment. The reason I didn't go with that over something like this was because it felt more bulky. The Revit armor was a lot thicker. It felt to me more like football pads, and it kind of like, it didn't seem to me like it was designed with the intent of being worn underneath like a hoodie or another jacket. If you like to ride with the aesthetic of like not look like you're wearing gear but still be wearing gear, throwing a hoodie over this makes it look like you're not wearing any gear at all, especially if you use some like riding jeans and some like riding shoes or boots that aren't very racy. Then you can kind of get that aesthetic without actually compromising on protection. So the Revit one felt to me like it was just a little bit too bulky to do something like that with, to be as versatile. Another thing is it didn't feel as premium. Like the fabric of the jacket, the body panels and everything, it felt a little bit scratchy to me. It felt a little bit like swishy fabric. This is very like soft and malleable and just very like, it just feels expensive, honestly. There's no other way to describe it, is that it feels more expensive. It feels like a more quality made jacket than the Revit did. And the Revit is still $300. So really, with a price difference of $30 when you're spending $300, it's like, what is 10% difference to get something that you feel is a superior product? So that's ultimately why I ended up picking this one. Not that I don't recommend the Revit. I feel like if I was a Revit guy and I liked wearing all of their stuff, I had all their other jackets, I no doubt would support them as a company. I think they're doing great things. But as far as like objectively looking at each product, I just thought that this one was better for the reasons that I mentioned before. The other competitor, I think there's only one other one as far as I could tell on the market, was the Dainese Pro Armor 2, I believe. Honestly, just don't even look at it. Like, don't entertain it. I know it's heavily discounted a lot of the time, and there's a reason for that, in my opinion. I want to say on Revzilla right now, it's like $150 or even less than that. So it's like 50% off compared to something like this or even the Revit. But to me, the quality is nowhere near the same. It doesn't carry the same safety ratings. It does give you the level 2 armor with the elbows and the shoulders and the back, which is great. So the level 2 armor included is awesome, but it doesn't have the abrasion resistance that you'd be looking for like a standalone garment. So I don't believe it's AA. So you're going to have to get your abrasion resistance from another layer that you throw on, or you're just going to have to compromise on safety there and wear it alone. I really think it's more intended to be worn as a layer with other protective gear, whereas this jacket and the Revit can flex into a jacket only category. Like, I wear it by itself all the time. I'm sure you can do that with the Revit as well. So really it's in a category of its own. But those are the other two main competitors and why I ended up choosing this one over those. So then just my general conclusions on everything. I think this is the best lightweight, breathable jacket that you can get on the market currently. It doesn't compromise on protection. You got your AA abrasion resistance. You got your level 2. It's comfortable, flexible. Range of motion is great. It does come in 3 colors. That's the one thing I will say. One of the downfalls of this jacket is color options, and a high vis option really isn't there. So I just got the black one because that's what I'm willing to do. Like, I have a black helmet, I have a black jacket. I know it's not the most visible, but that's one of the compromises I'm making in order to get the aesthetic that I want, and being able to match kind of, if I change the color of my bike, my gear doesn't need to match, all that kind of stuff. So that's one of the things that I think they fall short on a little bit, is they have this color black, they have a bronze, well, it's kind of like a rusty brown. I'm going to say bronze because it's actually kind of shiny. And then they have a silver one that actually looks like chainmail because of the mesh. So as far as variety of colors, I think that they could really do a little bit better. Otherwise, I just really think as far as a do-it-all kind of jacket, if you're just looking, maybe you live in a warmer climate, your winters aren't very harsh. Yeah, I do have another jacket in my closet now, but that was more because I wanted an aesthetic difference. So I got a leather riding jacket because I ended up buying this Triumph, and I felt like the vibe maybe could be different sometimes. And I wanted something that gave me like a more cafe racer retro aesthetic. So for when I was feeling cafe racer retro aesthetic-y. So that's the only reason I had to buy something, or not had to, why I chose to buy something new. this is, I feel like, a very good standalone piece that you really wouldn't need to buy anything else if you didn't want to, assuming you like how it looks. It reminds me of like when you're wearing your gloves and you're wearing all black, it's kind of like a Batman suit. But that's just something that I thought. I thought it looked cool, and as far as functionally, I feel like you can't beat it. So that's ultimately why I chose it. Anyways, I did touch on it briefly, but I did get a new bike. So before I had the Honda CB500F, sold that and ended up picking up this 2019 Triumph Speed Twin. So I probably will do a video or two about this and like maybe the change from like riding the 500, the Honda, to riding this, which is a 1200, pretty much doubling in power and torque from where I was before. So I might do a video on that. I'm also going to try to get back into doing more gear stuff. So I know previously I had done gloves. Since then I've bought another pair of gloves. I'll probably end up reviewing probably the Cardo that I have here, which is a Pack Talk Edge, the other jacket that I have, and I'm actually just trying out these new boots. These are the Indy Ridge boots. I believe they're the Crow. They're just the black model of these boots. So this is my first day riding with them. I'm sure I'll put together a video talking about these, and then also my other riding shoes that I've been using for about 8 months now. I'll probably review those. So my hope is to keep the gear reviews coming and to not leave everyone hanging like I did the past like 6 months. So hopefully I'll be more consistent with it and maybe dabble into some maybe some TikTok content or maybe like some moto vlogging. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it informative. If you're in the market for a jacket, I know the riding season is ending, but it might be a good time to capitalize on some deals. When I purchased this, retail was $330. I believe I got it for 20 or 25% off. And so for that amount off, like, that's a steal. That's putting it down in the $250 area for price, or like $275-ish after tax. Like, I feel like bar none, there's nothing that can beat this if you're in the market for something that looks and performs like this does. So anyways, thanks for listening, you guys. I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.